Amy Schwerer with the Heritage Foundation joins us now with more. Welcome, Amy. No doubt we are a nation divided. Do you expect to see the unrest everyone is talking about?
Well, I think if 2016 even is anything to go by, I think certainly there is a high likelihood of some of that same sort of unrest, especially coming on the heels of a summer that has also seen a lot of unrest. You're seeing businesses in places like D.C. and around the country in terms of places like Walmart already taking precautions, sort of just assuming this is going to happen. And I think especially if Donald Trump is reelected, that likelihood of violence continues to rise. So I think, unfortunately, this is a scenario that a lot of major cities around the country are going to have to contend with on Election Day.
Yeah. Amy, how did we get to this point where election outcomes aren't accepted and actually protested with violence here in America?
Well, I mean, there are many books that are going to be written on that. I think there is, a long story behind sort of the history of all of this. But I think 2016 in particular was really a turning point where for, weeks and months even after that, you saw this resurgence of the resistance, sort of this ongoing theme of, the election didn't go our way, it's illegitimate, and therefore we are going to be disruptive. And you're seeing preparations, frankly, from some of the same groups for the 2020 election. If you go on social media, you can see that there are plenty of groups, especially here in D.C., that are already planning, regardless of who wins, of committing social unrest with very detailed maps and targets and plans of actions. And it's very unfortunate. But I think, again, 2016 was a turning point, and we're going to continue seeing that in 2020.
Yeah. I'm curious, is there a civics lesson that isn't being taught anymore that needs to when it comes to our democratic republic and how our political system operates?
Yeah, I think there are some civics lessons, plural, that need to be taught. But I also think another unfortunate reality is the way that social media and this 24/7 news of doom and gloom is sort of playing into this, that every single election feels as though it is the end of the world if one party or the other doesn't win. Yeah. And I think it's playing on a lot of pre-existing fears that people already had coming into this election.
Yeah. Final question, can the candidates themselves help turn this around?
Well, I think the biggest thing that candidates can do is, again, if there is that civil unrest, to tell their supporters, look, this is part of democracy. This is the legacy of American democracy, that we have peaceful transitions of power. That is what sets us apart, both in history and in the world. This idea of peaceful transitions of power, that we accept the results of elections, and that instead of fighting that with violence, we go to the polls the next time to undo those decisions if we don't like them.
Yeah. Okay. Amy, thank you so much for coming on the broadcast. Amy Schwerer with the Heritage Foundation.